An unthinkable Canada Day tragedy in Quebec has left 3 young children dead. Police say the kids, all under the age of 7, were among 10 people who were ejected from a tractor while riding in its front loader. It happened last night about 60 kilometers southeast of Montreal in the rural community of Notre-Dame-de-Stanbridge. 2 adults are in critical condition while others sustained minor injuries. And the driver of the tractor has been arrested. Global's Dan Spector is at the scene. And Dan, there's heartbreak and shock across the community tonight.
This farming town woke up in a nightmare. Residents of the small community still coming to terms with what some are calling an unspeakable tragedy.
Yeah, it is this morning. It's heavy in Notre Dame.
According to the mayor of the town, it was a family gathering. Some had come from Montreal to join the festivities on this country road. Then just before 7 p.m., a deadly decision.
It was a Canada Day, probably festivity, and it just turned like to hell.
According to police, 6 children and 4 adults piled into the shovel of a front-end loader, all cramming in next to some wood logs. A 38-year-old man drove the tractor onto this road. What happened next remains unclear, but the adults and children in the shovel were suddenly thrown out.
I could see the police cars and the sirens with the sirens going by. So, you know, there's one police and another, then an ambulance, another ambulance. So figured there was something bad.
When all was said and done, police say 3 children were dead. 3 other children were injured, but authorities say their lives are not in danger. The 4 adults were also hurt. 2 are in critical condition. They went under the wheels of the tractor, the mayor said. The 38-year-old driver was arrested. It's not clear if any of the children killed were his own.
Horrible.
In farming communities like this, going on joyrides in the shovel of a front-end loader is not uncommon. This man says he's taken children on rides like that before.
Everybody does that in the country, but it depends on the situation they were in, too. I don't know. But I never heard of 10 people in a bucket.
The mayor is requesting psychological help be made available, as many residents here need help to deal with the emotional pain and shock. The driver is facing criminal charges. Police say alcohol may have been a factor. David.
Dan Spector near Montreal tonight. Thank you, Dan. A health unit in an Ontario community hit hard by COVID-19 has ordered a work stoppage at a farm. The move comes after 191 migrant workers tested positive for the virus over the weekend. Abigail Bimman looks at the challenges migrant workers are facing in this pandemic and what advocates say needs to change.
Farm workers can't work from home when they have hundreds of acres to tend to.
Promo video from Nature Fresh Farms in April about getting food to table during the pandemic. But after 191 migrant workers tested positive for COVID-19 over the weekend, the local health unit stopped work at a southwestern Ontario farm. They didn't name the facility, but sources tell Global News it was Nature Fresh. The farm did not respond to multiple requests from Global News.
The order is very specific to the isolation of asymptomatic and symptomatic workers and contacts and also the contractors.
The small communities of Leamington and nearby Kingsville are the worst hit in Ontario, with dozens of farms and thousands of migrant workers, many living in close quarters.
40 people to a bunkhouse, sharing one shower. They're climbing on top of each other to go to sleep. They have 4 toilets.
The province is helping arrange hotels for workers who need to isolate, but a union rep in contact with some workers at Nature Fresh says they're afraid of being deported if they can't work and afraid of isolating in a hotel rather than a healthcare facility.
These workers very concerned and would like to be taken care of.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford says they've sent translators to the region.
We just need the cooperation of the workers. All the workers went and hid. We were able to retest 4 out of 190. And that's why my emphasis to the workers, nothing's going to happen. We're here. Ontario's here to help you.
There are many migrants and undocumented people who are rightly scared.
This needs to be a time of working together.
In Leamington, Mary Fair's husband employs migrant workers at a greenhouse. She says the farmers she knows are doing their best.
There seems to be so much talk about the farmers being fair to the workers, and yet at the same time, the government and the healthcare system isn't being fair to them at all.
The Premier said Thursday workers who can't work will still get paid, but advocates say that's not always happening. They're pushing for more rights for workers, like the ability to join unions and access to permanent resident status. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.